everyone, welcome to another episode of Real Hazardous. Today we get to try scalloping for the first time. I've always wanted to try scalloping, finally get to do it. We're going out of a place called Keaton Beach. Never been there before either, so it's going to be a pretty cool learning experience all the way around. We went fishing in the morning, had to deal with some storms. We came back and we tried some grass flats and we found like 2 scallops. Alright guys, we are drifting on the grass flats, tossing some lines in and looking for some scallops. First time ever. I caught one, my dad caught one, but that's not a lot of scallop meat, so hopefully we'll find some more. I got another back-to-back finds. Yeah, actually got a little bit of sun coming out, which is nice. It's been cloudy and rainy and stormy most of the morning. Didn't do as well offshore as we'd hoped. Kind of got chased in, but just drifting here. Hopefully we'll catch some fish, find some more scallops. At least learning a little bit, at least drying out, not getting wet at the moment. The scallops themselves weren't too hard to find, but the grass was real thick and just couldn't find many. We went back in, took a little rest, weather got a little nicer, everyone was going out when we were coming in. But when we come out, we went south, from the inlet of Keaton Beach, just a couple miles, and you can see there were tons of boats. There were boats all over the place right there, all packed in an area. So we just got to the outskirts of them on the same kind of grass patches, flats, whatever they call them, and we started snorkeling. What you need to catch scallops are a mask and snorkel, fins, a little baggie to put your scallops in while you're swimming around, maybe some gloves. It's optional. I didn't use gloves, but some people do. And then a dye flag and all your other boating requirements, for good safe boating. When I got to this better area, it was a lot easier finding scallops. There was just more scallops here. And there's 2 sides to scallops. There's like a white side and a browner, kind of a camo side. It blends in with the grass. It's a little hard to spot, but it doesn't take long for you to get an eye for it. It's also nicer when the grass isn't super tall and you can kind of see in it. I even liked where there were some clearer spots where it was a little more sandy than grassy. I could see them a lot easier. It's pretty neat. They will swim. They kind of like squirt their way and go. And they can pinch you, so don't put your finger in that little clamshell. It can pinch the snot out of you. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. Me and my dad got out, and we were just swimming around. Kind of swim a pattern, a grid, go back and forth. A lot of people have told me, like scalloping, because we've always lobstered, and a lot of people I know who scallop, they're like, yeah, we hear lobstering is like scalloping on steroids. So this will actually be a slower change of pace for us, which will be nice, more relaxing activity. The difference between scalloping and lobstering, we didn't have to fight the currents that we do with lobstering. Also, the scallops don't really swim away from you or hide as well. Lobster can get back in a hole and they're hard to get out. But this, it's relaxing, swimming, you just go pick them up, put them in your bag. Alright guys, so we're using actually a little lobster trick right now. I'm actually pulling my dad, kind of like we do when we're lobster hunting. He's hung on to the rope, because what we found is we seem to be finding the most in areas where the grass isn't super thick. There's actually even a little sand. I guess it's just easier for us to see them, maybe because we're new, or maybe the scallops just like it, I don't know. So I was just pulling him, kind of slowly pulling him with one engine until he finds a good area and he starts seeing a lot, and then he can work that area.
Well, we found them right there at the end. I mean, I was getting, 2 and 3 sometimes to a dive. so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Look like the storm's starting to come up again, or what?
Looking that way, good.
Guys, I think that was pretty good. First time scalloping. Kind of figuring it out. Basically on our own with Keith and my dad. So, clearly tons of boats around. I guess that's one way to find where they are. As long as, you be respectful and keep your distance. But, there's even staying away from these boats, there's still plenty of grass and areas where the scallops are, so we were able to find a bunch. I think we got a good idea. Water's a little chilly, but if there were several of us in the water working it, I think we could have done really good and caught our limit and be done. So, but it was fun. It's cool. Learned something new, and we'll get better at it each time. I've always heard like horror stories about cleaning scallops. Everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, scallops are so hard to clean. Pay someone to clean them." All these crazy stories. So I wasn't totally sure what to expect when we started cleaning them. But really, it wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be. Got it all cleaned up. As you can see, there's not a lot of meat coming off the scallop. That's why you can get, per boat, or I guess 2 gallons a person, 10 gallon maximum. So you can get 2 gallons, seems like a lot, but it's, not a lot of meat there. So that's okay. It was fun to get, and we're looking forward to seeing how they taste. Sometimes it's hard to clean them if they're clams that if they've closed up. It's hard to split them open, but a lot of times they'll naturally open up. Or what you can even do, I've heard, is leave them in the sun when you first bring them out, and that'll cause them to open, and you can get that spoon in there and clean them out pretty easily. Not a whole lot, is it?
Here's the meat.
That was a better piece.
Yep, a little bit bigger piece there.
Yeah.
All that for this. There's a big old giant piece of meat that you're looking for right there. When you about drowned your butt for just to go down there and get them, huh? Think certain times of the year they get bigger, maybe, or not? That is it, guys.
What spoon you get it for? Follow the contour of that shell. Get out of there.
Hope you guys learned some tricks to how to catch scallops. It being our first time, I'm glad we were able to do it, and if we can do it, then you can get out there and do it too. I think we've got a lot of insight, and we'll share all these tips, put links, and everything you need to go out there and catch your own scallops. So. Alright guys, we got our scallops. We got us a pan. What we're going to do is we're going to put some butter in the pan and a little bit of olive oil. Okay, or actually probably a lot of olive oil. I like olive oil. How much butter? It's a good, about that thick of a stick.
Tablespoon.
Tablespoon, but you can't really measure a square that thick with a spoon. Just know it's a square this thick, about like that. Take a close up. I'll put my finger in for reference. Anyways, we got ourselves some scallops. We cleaned them out. They look like a little cylinder, little meat, white meat. Good stuff, scallops. Here's the deal. Here's the dealio. So we got our scallops. What you want to do, they were in a bag. Get them dry, pat them dry with a napkin, hair dryer, whatever. I'd suggest napkin. Take your scallops. We're going to take a pinch of salt. Sprinkle salt on them. Sprinkle salt. You get the deal. Unless you don't want salt. There's nothing wrong with a low sodium diet. So anyways, we got our pan. Got it on about a 5 or 6. Good medium. Nice and warm and toasty. It's pretty relative. You're flexible. If you need to heat it up, take it hotter. If it's cooking too fast, slow it down. Now we're going to put these on. Should only take like a couple minutes. Stir them around so they get good and even heat. Alright guys, this is a cast iron skillet, and does a good job. It retains the heat. The stove gets the skillet hot when you turn the heat on. Bam, good stuff. Got myself a little Squirtle.
Spurtle.
Spurtle. If you're into Pokemon, you can call it a Squirtle. We're gonna use this to cook it around. Really easy recipe, guys. You know, I don't want to overburden you with technical culinary terms. So, I never want to overcrowd anything in life. You know, if you go to Disney, you don't want to be overcrowded. If you go to your favorite fishing spot, you don't want to be overcrowded. If you put baits in your live well, you don't want to overcrowd them. Okay, it's very important. Your pan, not as important to overcrowding as it is to keep your baits from being overcrowded, but it's still moderately important. If you have a ruler, you can measure the distance from each. I'm just kidding, don't do that. Don't make it complicated, guys. Do not waste time cooking. When it's time to cook, you just want to get it done fast. That is what makes a good cook. Because think about it, if you go to a restaurant and it takes them like an hour, you're hangry, you're angry, you're upset, and you're like, what the heck? I can tell you, I just told you, it's like a minute or two on each side. So if it has two sides theoretically, and it's a minute or two, that's at most 4 minutes. How can you wait an hour at a restaurant when it's cooked in 4 minutes? I'm gonna bump this heat up. This reminds me of an old song from the 80s called "The Heat Is On." Right now the heat is on the oven. You know, it's pretty simple. We're just, you know, got these bad boys spread out. If you want to hit it with some olive oil, feel free. It's good stuff. Coconut oil. I like coconut oil. I'll bump this heat up to an 8/9. Guys, there's a saying, anyone can cook. I learned that from my mouse. So this is going to get twice cooked scallops. Kind of works.
You're gonna add 2 tablespoons of butter.
Alright guys, this is our garlic butter recipe. That smells very garlicky, guys. Lemon juice, finally, at long last.
2 tablespoons.
Lemon juice, garlic, and butter. And I feel it's time for the scallops to get back in there. Put them back in for another 1 to 2 minutes. 1.5 tablespoons of parsley, sprinkled to taste. Stir it if you get it a little too not sprinkled enough. Just put a little half in there. Man. Salt and pepper to taste. Real quick, guys, check this out. It's a funny little thing. Don't twist it. You work it like you're doing an old-time well. Let's do a hint of Himalayan pink salt. I don't know if it's really Himalayan. It might just be pink salt. There you go. Hint. Just a little flirt of salt.
Can you get it, Kim?
So that was our recipe. Just a little sauteed scallops. Tasted really good. I'll put details about the gear we used, the place we went, and just the recipe in general in the description below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.